because it just said 3, 2, 1, go.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
So here we go.
Yep.
Let's go.
No, I love it.
No.
I love factoring.
Same.
I would
No,
never.
Me too.
So, not exactly, let me.
That's pretty hard for me.
Okay. Never
I'm
mind.
deep.
I'm not worried about it.
No, it's actually the sum of the test.
No, it's not, stop scaring me. Stop
Please,
scaring
I
me
don't
with
need that stress in
grades.
my life right now.
No stress. Rod doesn't need stress right now.
You don't need her having a heart attack.
She's mad because Rogers isn't playing.
Start crying, yep.
Is that why we're not having tests?
Is that what Raj short for? Rogers?
I need to tell everybody about my weightlifting.
Right. So, steps to factoring again. Greatest common factor, right?
Yeah.
No, can't do it.
Oh, yeah, no.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Difference of perfect squares. No. Trinomial. No. Cubics. No. Grouping.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's got 4 terms.
Sorry.
Okay. Right? So first thing we do,
What's that?
cut it in half.
That's the set. That's the good one.
Okay? Next thing we do,
Thanks.
first half, okay? Left half, what do you got, Rob? 2x squared, love it. What's left over?
7x plus 4. Sorry.
Next thing, GCF the other one, right? Okay, so what are we going to factor out? -1. Okay? What's left over? Okay? Next step, factor the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
What shows up in both terms?
7x plus 4.
7x plus 4, what's left over?
2x squared minus 1.
Can we factor that more?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that a
No.
yeah, like your athletic abilities, or is that a yeah, like your athletic abilities?
Well,
Can we factor it more?
Probably.
No, because there's no GCF, right? There's not a difference of perfect squares, and it's not cubes. Right? Okay? So that's it.
Okay.
boom.
Boom. Okay? Alright. So, couple of things to remember from this week and last week and the week before. Okay? So, first off, remember the fundamental theorem of algebra that says that the degree, biggest exponent, tells you how many answers you need when you're solving. Okay? But that gives you real and complex answers. Right now, we only need real answers. Next week, we'll give complex answers. 5 different ways to factor. GCF, difference of perfect squares, your trinomials, cubics, and then grouping. Okay? And the last thing that I didn't add yet, but should be in there, would be that when we solve, it's gotta be equal to 0. Okay? Can't solve unless it's equal to 0. Okay? Alright. Let's dive head first into them. Okay? You tell me what to do. Subtract 1, because we need it to be equal to 0. Is there a greatest common factor? At least 2 greatest common factors or to the number? To the number? Okay. Anything bigger than 2?
No.
Possibly, I don't know.
Four doesn't go to
Because
42.
4 doesn't go into 42.
Yeah.
So we don't have to go any further than that, okay? All right, so let's factor out a 2. If I factor out a 2, that's 49x squared minus 21x plus 2.
Now I have to factor what's inside, right?
Okay, so greatest common factor? Nope, because we would have already done that.
I know.
The trinomial, so what does that mean?
Oh, yeah, just too much.
2 butt cheeks. Nope.
Where's the two?
Just out front.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's like kind of like a guessing check.
Seven.
Yeah. Okay, so what multiplies together to be 49x squared?
Seven. 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 Two.
I don't
7
know.
times 7.
That only gives me 49.
Oh,
7x.
7x and 7x.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, yep. So 7x and 7x.
And that's gonna work all the time.
What?
Like what? Like the lead number or whatever multiplier is that.
Well, but this case, our choices were 1 and 49 or 7 and 7, right? Now, if it were 24 out there, let's say, we'd have a lot more choices. We'd have 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and
Right,
8,
you always
6 and
wanna
4.
clarify the first.
Yep. Okay? What multiplies together to be 2? 2 and 1. Okay? So these two would combine to be 14x. These two would combine to be 7x. Out of those, can I get negative 21x?
Yeah.
If I do what?
Both negative.
If they're both negative, I get negative 21x. So both have to be subtraction signs. Quick mental check. 7x times 7x gets me 49x squared. Yes. Negative 7x on the outsides, negative 14x on the insides combines to be negative 21x. Negative 2 times negative 1, 2. Okay, so that works out. Okay? Now what?
Factor what's inside.
Can we factor any further?
No.
I really don't think
No, because we're at all linear terms. Okay, so now what?
Make
Oh, you saw.
How?
You set them all equal to 0.
Set them all equal to 0.
That's what I was gonna say, but I didn't know that made sense.
Now what? Solve those. Can 2 ever be 0?
No.
No. So that one's a no-go. 7x minus 2 equals 0. What do we do? Add 2. Then
5 by 7.
is that real?
Yeah.
Yep. And that's real. Okay, so that's a good answer. Next one, 7x minus 1 equals 0. Add 1.
So what about the equal zero part?
What about the equal 0 part?
Forget about that part?
This part over here, this black one up here, that it's got to be equal to 0 so we can use the zero product property. The zero product property says that if you have any number of things that multiply together, which is what we had here in blue and green and purple, that equals 0, then one or all of them have to be 0. So that's why it's got to be equal to 0. Okay? So then that's 7x equals 1. Divide by 7. X equals 1/7. Real? Yeah. So we got two real answers. Now, if we wanted to, what could we do? We could. We could plug those answers back into our equation to check. And they do it. We don't. I didn't do it. I didn't do a thing. I didn't do a thing. I just said, what's next? What's next? Okay? Questions, comments, concerns, clarification? Love it. Now, before you start on this one, my answer or my question to you is this. How many answers do you need? You need at least three, or you need 3, right? Or at most 3. Because 1 or 2 of them might be imaginative. Okay? Go for it. So right from the start for everybody, what should we do? Okay, so how am I going to do that? Add 45t squared and subtract 3t. So that would give us 27t cubed plus 45t squared minus 3t minus 5 equals 0. Yes?
Yep.
Okay. Bugsy, how are we going to factor this?
Split it out.
Grouping, right? Yeah. Okay. Everybody grouped it so far? Okay. So if I split it in half, 9t squared minus 1 yes? Okay. Yes?
Yep.
Factor yet?
No. Yeah. No. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Talk to me.
I did the 3t and the 3t and 9 squared.
Yep.
So I don't
And
get
1 times 1. Because 9t squared is a perfect square, yes?
Yeah.
Because 9 is a perfect square number, t squared is a perfect square variable. Yes? We have a subtraction sign, and 1 is a perfect square. 1 times 1. So it's a perfect square minus a perfect square.
Oh, you leave the first, the 3t plus 5.
Just let it be. Yep. Yep. Okay? Now what?
Now set them all equal to 0.
Now set them all equal to 0. So the first one I get t equals negative 5/3. Second one I get t equals 1/3. Third one I get t equals negative 1/3. All real? All real, so that means all three are my answers. Good stuff. Okay? Questions, comments, concerns, clarification? All right, here we go. Yeah, buddy.
Oh, boy.
Why do you do that?
Because,
Wait a minute.
okay, so work your plan. First step in factoring is greatest common factor. Can we greatest common factor anything? No. Step number 2. Difference of squares. Is this a
No.
difference of squares?
No.
No. Step number 3. It's not a trinomial. Step number 4.
Yeah.
Cubic.
You
It is a cubic, right? It's a cubic minus a cubic. It's almost as if you've got cubic minus cubic formulas in your notes somewhere.
Oh.
Nerd.
See,
You're telling
that's
me that we
right.
have to look back at our.
I'm telling you, oh my God, you might have to look back in your notes. Right?
I just don't think I have that.
Cubic,
written.
there we go.
No.
Oh my god.
Oh no, this is like a really low.
Oh, I
I
wasn't
hate
there.
that so much.
That's not my
Not bad.
Wait, is that kind of
It would have been from Monday the 25th.
I think I'll lose
So, what,
That is a very long equation.
this is the whole equation.
What?
So it's 3 to the third.
Well, that's both of them combined into one.
Oh.
In your notes, we had them separated out as 2 different lines. Okay? So now what can we do?
Oh wait, we have to convert 27 to.
3 cubed.
3 cubed, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Is it? Is it? I'm so confused.
Because you gotta have 3. Tells me right there.
I know, but I don't get it.
Okay? So what is this factor to be? What is this factor to be? X minus 3 and x squared
Yeah, X plus 3.
Plus minus.
plus 3x plus 9.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
And what do we got?
we take a little competition.
Sure, what do you got?
Okay, so why did we have the X without, like, so I got X cubed minus 3. Is that?
Okay, that's what we did.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
so
why
then,
is it just like X minus 3 then?
so we did, right?
Yeah.
And so then this is A,
Yeah,
and this is B, right?
Yeah.
So it would be A minus B,
Oh, okay, I see what we're putting down now.
A squared
Yeah.
plus AB
That was,
plus B squared.
yeah, I just ignored the equal sign.
I understand.
Oh, wait.
A, B is,
3x.
yeah. I'm getting,
Okay. Now, for those of you that were paying attention a week and a half ago. What did I say about that trinomial?
This week.
Something about
What did I say about this particular trinomial that we get in when we utilize the cubic formula? Is it factorable? No, it is not factorable. So once you apply the cubic formula, you're done factoring. Okay? So now what can we do? Set each part equal to 0. Now what do we got to do? Solve those. So we got to add 3 on this one, right? So that gives me x equals 3. Right? How can I solve that other one if it's not factorable?
3 is equal to x.
Let's plug it in.
How do I factor, or how do I solve it? I mean,
How can you solve it?
how can we solve it?
Oh, you substitute 3 in.
It's almost as if we've got a long lost tool in the bottom of our toolbox.
You just substitute 3 in for x.
No.
No.
Wait a
Otherwise, x equals 3. You can't use x equals 3.
minute. I'm lost.
How am I going to solve this quadratic if I can't factor it? With the quadratic
Oh, no.
formula.
Great.
You should have it memorized already.
Oh, that's the
What if
little
we forgot
star.
it?
There's no way.
Minus 4ac over 2a.
Oh, I know that.
Just these little dots.
Oh, this one. Okay. So what's my b?
Isn't bx?
What is b?
Can we play the
3.
song?
b is 3. Okay, so this is going to be x equals -3 plus or minus the square root of 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times 9. All over 2 times 1. So it's what? 9 minus
36.
45.
36.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah. Yep. 47.
Wait, but you can't,
Why not?
because it's negative.
Because it's a negative inside the square root, right? So these are gone right away, right? Yeah.
So
Even if we would have simplified it to -3 plus minus 3i times the square root of 3 all over 2. Gone. Because why? It's not real. Yep, it's not real. So the only answer that we have then is 3. What do you mean?
Literally.
No.
We're gonna have to get next week.
Well, that, but if not everyone, the reason we did it was because I wanted to bring you back to remember that sometimes you gotta dust off that quadratic formula tool.
that's the only reason why we did that was dust off the.
Because there's some on your homework.
You knew I was right.
You were not right,
3x, so 3 equals x.
right? Now, you have the next mod, and you have 8 homework problems on the front side of your homework. There is a back page. So you can do that yourself tomorrow. But You can do the whole front right now.